Green Lantern New Guardians number 3, written by Tony Bedard, art by Tyler Kirkham and Harvey Tolabau. We last left off with Kyle Rayner going in, talking to the Guardians. All the rings slip on his fingers, and he becomes super ultra powerful, man. This issue picks up pretty much exactly the same place. Kyle is overcome with emotion, I guess you could say. He is super powered. The Guardians are all standing there pretty freaked out over the fact that this can happen, and rightly so, as Kyle just unleashes his power upon them, saying how, like, oh, you guys took away Ganthet's emotions. You suck. You don't deserve to be Guardians anymore. So he's just flaunting his newfound power as he just literally backhands these Guardians. But the power overcomes him, and he starts getting weak, and we see him just starting to crumble a little bit. We see Saint Walker, 300 miles over the planet, standing there like, come on, Rayner, just give me a sign that you're good, as a Indigo Tribe portal opens up, and the other 4 lanterns who are looking for Kyle come through, and they start beating up Saint Walker, saying, like, tell us where Kyle is. And Saint Walker's like, I'll tell you, geez, he's down on the planet. He didn't steal your rings. He's trying to figure out how to get rid of them. That's what he went to the Guardians for. And Bleeze, the Red Lantern, immediately was just like, all right, ring's down there. Vroom, it flies down. The Star Sapphire Fatality is like, hey, guys, she can't think. She's on her own. But us, we're not going to be able to fight the Guardians one-on-one. So let's form up as a team. Let's all go in behind Bleeze and let's, like, bum rush them. And basically, they're like, no, I'm not going to work with that. There's no time. You in or not? And we see down on the planet, Bleeze is already making her way in, so they have to decide now. We cut back to Kyle. All the rings are starting to fail him, and they just disengage off of him. The only rings left on his fingers are the green ring and the orange ring. And I think it's Ganthet, but it might just be one of the other ones. He steps up and he's like, Rayner, you done screwed up now. We're going to take your ring back and strip you of your title. You're no longer a Green Lantern. He goes to pull the ring off his finger, but it just, like, zaps him. And he's like, gee, okay. Fine, I guess you are a Lantern. And Kyle makes the point of, guess you're not the boss of me after all. And then Salak, one of the Lanterns in charge of, like, logistics, he comes in and he just punches Rayner in the face. And he's like, sorry, Guardians, but I really want to do that. He keeps on ignoring orders. Pisses me off. So then they're like, all right, how did he retain his green ring? And they're like, didn't you make the green ring, Ganthet? Shouldn't you be able to take it off? And they're like, well, something inside him has changed with all of that power, that blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he still has the orange ring, but you got to be careful because the orange ring is literally the only one in the core, so it holds the entire power of the core inside of it. But as it turns out, it's not the orange ring. It is an orange ring construct, and it changes into a being named Glomulus, who goes around and he starts wreaking havoc on the Guardians. And he tells Rayner, he's like, hey, wake up, Rayner, I need your help. And they're like, oh, Glomulus, you're just a construct of Agent Orange, your master. Sure, you have your own thoughts, as is apparently a thing that the Orange Rings are able to do, but why would Larfleeze help out, like, give anything, including even just a construct, to Rayner? And he's like, exactly, this isn't making any sense. Can you guys please get your heads out of your asses? And he's like, but he may be profiting from this. That's the only way he'd do it. Time to dissect Glomulus. And as they're about to go after the pair of them, the rest of the Lanterns burst into the room where the Guardians are hanging out, and Glomulus is just like, yeah, the cavalry. And everyone's like, and Rayner's like, are you here to beat me up some more? Because really, I can't take it. But they start beating up all the Lanterns, or at least they try to, but in reality, the Lanterns are, like, decimated by these Guardians. They just reach in and they're like, you got no effect on us because we feel nothing. One heartbreaking moment here is Saint Walker goes up to Ganthet, not knowing they stripped of his emotions. And he's like, Ganthet, you made the Blue Lantern Corps. Allow me to assist you in whatever way you... And Ganthet just blasts him. And he's like, you were a mistake and I never loved you. pretty much at least. So, more fighting. Everyone's taken out by the Guardians, except for Bleeze, who, for whatever reason, they just trapped inside a bubble, and Glomulus, who's like, I'm not afraid, I'll take you all down. And the Guardians just stand there ominously and be like, you will kneel to us, we are the Guardians of the Universe, you are ours. And then another orange construct bursts in through the roof and grabs Gambit by the neck, and we see it's Larfleeze and his entire core of constructs that are like, oh, nope, I own all of you, haha, Larfleeze is the big reveal. I really like this issue. I really do. It managed to accomplish so much in just such a brief little period here of, we got Kyle, he got the rings. It didn't feel like ridiculously short that he had this power. It didn't feel like it was just for the sake of ending on a thing. And it then rolled into, now he's like exhausted and it had consequences. It wasn't just a quick little thing. We see more about how now his ring's not able to get pulled off. At least for me, coming in on the new 52, this is an entire breakdown of what the entire Orange Lantern Corps is. I'm aware of Larfleeze. I knew him, but I didn't know that his constructs had their own personalities, their own sentience. I didn't know he could fake an orange ring. So this is a good intro to that, and I think it did a very good job pretty much with all of it, and really making a villain out of the Guardians of the Universe. So, no, all in all, I'm going to give this one a 7.5. Very well done. I am more looking forward to this with every issue that passes. I'm not entirely sure where we're going yet. I'd imagine that it has, now that we've kind of cleared up the ring thing, not in why he got all the rings, but at least they're not, like, flying around him anymore. I'd imagine that now it's just going to be the mystery of, like, who caused this to begin with. And I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to see how it wraps up. So 7.5 for me.